Hey, good afternoon, world. Dirk Delirium here. Just wanted to take a little break from all these people eating during the holiday season. Give me a little chance to sit for a second. And figured, hey, man, I'll tell you guys a quick story. So I'm going to tell you about jumping out of an airplane. Why not? All right, so I'm living in this real hellhole. Okay, it's called Des Moines, Iowa. And if it sounds bad, it really is. If you've ever even heard of it, and you've done your homework and like even dared peek at it, it's even worse than you think. It's that bad. I lived there for a whole fucking year. And no offense to anybody in Iowa, stay there. So anyway, I was trying to fill my time up with things to do, and there's not a lot to do there. So my ex-wife worked with a woman whose husband jumped out of airplanes. Now I'm on to this. And not only did he jump out of planes, but he was one of those motherfuckers that would go up like over Las Vegas and like jump out with 100 people, they all hold hands and shit while they're floating down, or Elvis and fucking weird shit those guys that do posters. So I'm like, oh, this is cool, man, and it's an inside job. So I talked to him briefly, and he's like, yeah, man, we're going to do the little safety class, and it's going to be me and you. I got one pilot to take us up. I'm like, all right, cool. And and I paid quite a bit for it, but it didn't matter because it's not about the money, man. You only go around once. So naturally, I got drunk. Not just a little drunk, I got real drunk. And I was driving a fucking 83 Porsche 911 Targa. I was trying to keep happy in Iowa. So anyway, I'm driving this fucking Porsche, listening to rock and roll. Shit. I get to this little shit ass airport, and I meet the guy. It's the first time I've ever met him. And we spend about a total of 10 minutes doing the safety class. I use that term loosely. So then he says, you ready to go? I'm like, yeah. He goes, all right, cool, because if you would like, we can go 5,000 feet higher than what we're supposed to. I said, well, let's make it 8. I don't know what we ended up doing. I don't even care. But I know we were way higher than regulations allow, and I know we free fell a lot farther than regulation allows. And I know it was pretty cool. I mean, I'll never do it again just because I've done it. I didn't think it was that cool. If I own my own airplane and shit, yeah, sure, but I'll never do that. So, all right, check that one off the list. However, this is where the story gets weird. 10 months later, I'm down in Brandon, Florida, or Clearwater, Florida, whatever. I just moved it back down to Florida, and I was like 31 years old, I think, at the time. And all of a sudden, my ex-wife gets this email. This is like literally not even 10 months from the day I jumped out of this perfectly good plane with this guy. And she goes, oh. And I said, well, what? She goes, I just got an email from so-and-so, the woman who worked for her, whose husband I jumped on the plane with. I said, oh, what you got to say? And she's like, whatever his name was. She's like, so-and-so, Joe, whatever, is dead. I'm like, Joe who? She's like, the guy who jumped out of the fucking plane with. I'm like, whoa, how'd he die? Killed himself. First words out of my mouth. It's a good thing I didn't piss him off that day. Hey, motherfucker, you see the ground? It's gonna get here real quick, and you pissed me off. Yeah, right. And I have a way of doing that with people sometimes. So anyway, apparently I was on my best drunken behavior that day, but I did jump out of the plane completely shit-faced, had my one hitter in my pocket with me, and I still landed like right on the dot, right where we were supposed to be. So anyway, glad I didn't piss him off that day, or I'd never have the rare pleasure of making videos for you guys to see. So that being said, stay sober, and if you're not, enjoy these while you're drunk, because I would binge this shit if I were still using. And there's light at the end of the tunnel if you make it, because if I can quit, anybody can fucking quit, man. Just know that. If I can quit, anybody can quit. So, all right, that being said, I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Have a kick-ass afternoon.